Let's get you more details on this particular story now. We speak to SABC News senior reporter Griselda Lewis, who is live for us at the Bramley Police Station. Griselda, good evening to you and thank you so much for your time. There was some confusion earlier. We've just heard from the police about these arrests. Let's get the very latest from you.
Well, that's right, Bongiwe, and indeed, as the police spokesperson has confirmed, just about 30 minutes ago, there was official confirmation from the police that the two suspects are now arrested. Initially, when we were still at the scene, police had said they were brought here to the Bramley Police Station to be questioned relating to this attempted murder case. We understand that this incident took place very early this morning. There seemed to have been an altercation that took place between allegedly the son of the former late president of Zimbabwe, Robert Mugabe, and another man, and shots rung out, and we understood at a later stage this is now the gardener. The altercation seemed to have been around the gardener's arrival at work. We don't have official word on exactly what was entailed in that argument, but police of course confirming that those two suspects have now been arrested. They are going to be detained right here behind me at the Bramley Police Station. Police indicating in a statement a few moments ago that they will be appearing in court soon here at the Alexandra Magistrates Court. If that changes, certainly we'll bring you an update pertaining to that. No exact date about when they're going to appear. Police just indicated in that statement that that will happen soon. What we do understand is that also the head of crime detectives here in Gauteng, Mbuso Khumalo, is also here at the police station at this stage. We do understand that an arresting statement is being taken, so they will be detained here at the police station in Bramley. Already circulating what we saw a bit earlier on, there had been, I can confirm to you, some resistance, and police in fact confirming this a little bit earlier on, confirming that there had been some resistance pertaining to the questioning of these two suspects, including the son of Zimbabwe's former president Robert Mugabe. The task force at some point, we understood, needed to be brought in. You would see on some of the visuals that we're showing you on SABC, they'd been handcuffed way before they'd been taken into custody or driven away from the crime scene itself. SABC News is in possession of that footage where you will see both of the suspects being handcuffed. We asked police why they'd been handcuffed at the time. They indicated that they wanted to secure the suspects. What then happened was a number of sniffer dogs had been taken onto the property. You'd recall that police are also confirming to you at this hour that the gun that's alleged to have been used in the shooting has not yet been found. So some of the questions that we posed to police were about whether the crime scene had been tampered with. Of course, the gun has not been found. Police also only found some cartridges, spent cartridges, on that scene or at that scene, but no bullet casings or anything had been found. So we asked police whether they're also investigating the possibility that the crime scene had been tampered with because someone's been shot. That has been confirmed. That victim is currently in hospital in a critical condition, we do understand, but the gun itself has not been found. Only cartridges were found at the scene. So police said they are going to investigate every possibility, including the possibility that the crime scene may have been tampered with. The question is, where is the gun? So partly why it took so long for police to remove the two suspects from that crime scene was because we understand that they were taking the two suspects throughout the premises, asking them to point out where the gun is. But it clearly seems at this hour as well that no response is forthcoming pertaining to this gun. So the gun has not been found. Cartridges were found at the scene. Nothing about bullet casings. They're facing charges relating to attempted murder. They will be detained here at the Bramley Police Station. The arresting statements are being taken at this particular time, and we do understand that there might be a possibility, of course, the lawyers who would then be taken on brief to represent these two, including the son of former President of Zimbabwe, Robert Mugabe. There's a possibility that they will then give us a brief or a media briefing once they're able to consult with the two suspects. We understand that after that arresting statement has been taken, Bongiwe, as well as you, Tembegile, after the arresting statement has been done, the lawyers then will now be able to go in and consult with the two suspects who have now officially been arrested and will be detained here. Police indicating they will appear in the Alexandra Magistrates Court soon. I'm sure we'll learn a little bit later on tonight exactly when that will be, because of course there are time frames in terms of when an arrested person is supposed to appear in court, and that's the situation at this particular point. In fact, a little bit earlier on, we did speak to some of the people who were on location, including the private security, someone who identified himself as private security of the Mugabes. He said that he was hired by the Mugabes and had actually received a call from the son of the former president, Robert Mugabe, to go inside the house. But police, of course, while it had been an active crime scene, they did not allow him to go in. At some point, he was allowed in. Police then took in several vehicles to effect that arrest of the two suspects. They then drove out, brought them here to the Bramley police station, where they've been questioned. Arresting statements are now being taken. They're due to appear in court soon. And in fact, quite a number of other prominent individuals that we had seen at the scene as well. You'd know some of them friends, very close friends of the Mugabe sons. Malcolm X is one of the people who was there. Well, he claimed to us that he had spoken to some of the family members who were distraught over what has taken place. In fact, my colleague Sophie Mokoena, a little bit earlier on, having spoken to some of the close people to the mother of one of the arrested persons, who is the son of former President Robert Mugabe, the mother being Grace Mugabe. We understand from that communication that we were told that they were quite distraught over what has taken place, but we didn't really see. There were other family members there that did not want to speak to us, but quite a number of prominent persons within, I would say, the entertainment space had been at the scene itself, and I think generally even some of the neighbours who had come out generally shocked over what had taken place. We understand that when the gunshots rang out, police confirming to us that the gardener had been shot once, but he'd managed to run out from the premises, and we understand, not to be too graphic there, of course, colleagues, he had then fallen on the other side of the road. He was treated on scene and taken to a local hospital where he is currently receiving care, we understand, in a critical condition. So what remains at this particular point, just before I wrap up, is that those arresting statements are being taken at the moment. The lawyers who we understand who would be on brief for this particular case are likely to speak to the media at a later stage. We will be here to see what else we can find, but officially, as police have confirmed to you, both those individuals, including the son of Zimbabwe's former President Robert Mugabe, has now officially been arrested, with another man facing attempted murder charges.
Griselda, thank you so much for that wrap, and we'll continue then to touch base with you as we get the very latest on this developing story. SABC News senior reporter there, Griselda Lewis, live for us at the Bramley police station.